Hi everybody, it's Carol with Refunction Crafts, and today we are going to do a sugar jar. I bought a few of them when I was over at the Dollar Tree the other day, and I'm going to give you guys a bit of advice. When you buy the sugar jars at the Dollar Tree, make sure you get one that the top screws on properly. I have bought too many of these things not thinking about whether or not the lid is going to go on appropriately, and brought it home and the lids won't go on. I've got one right here that is a great example of one that I bought a long time ago. I painted it. This one here, I painted it. And I can get it off. Look I've even bent it trying to get the lid to go back on appropriately. It is just not, it goes on, but not smoothly. So anyway, this one I will just keep for myself and do something with it. But that's an old one. I've had it for a couple of years actually. But anyway, I bought 3 of them the other day when I was there, and I bought the little heart night lights. So I wanted to do one today, and I've got all these beautiful decals and things, and I am going to use a bird on this one here today and some beautiful bling, and we're going to kind of bling it out a little bit and make it just gorgeous. So let's go ahead and get busy. You guys can see I kept this very, very simple. All I did was add one of my decals that is absolutely gorgeous. And I added some trim to the top and some trim down here. Not quite at the bottom. I put it here. I kind of wish I had put it down here. But for some reason I thought, oh, that'll be pretty right there. It's pretty. It looks good and it's fine. But if to do it over, I would choose to put that trim down here at the bottom. But look at how gorgeous this decal is, you guys. I just love, 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 love these decals, and they are ones that I got on Amazon. Here's a couple of other ones that are just beautiful. Look at how gorgeous these are, you guys. So I did buy a package of those, and you get a lot of them. You get smaller ones and you get the bigger ones. I've got, I think, a smaller one here somewhere. Let's see. They should be right here somewhere. Yeah, here's one of the smaller ones. So you can see how small that is, and this would work really great on one of my heart night lights. So this is just the right size, in fact, for one of my heart night lights. So I'm going to keep that handy. And I've got a bunch of them that are that size that are already kind of cut up in here. Here's a couple more. So you see, you get a ton of these. You get a ton of the little tiny ones, and you get several of the bigger ones like what's on that jar. So it's well worth the price. I'll put a link to these decals in the description menu, and I will also put a link to my bird decals that I got, which are completely worth it. But here's the deal, you guys. I put the link to these decals in my last video where I did the birds. Guess what? Now they're all gone. I can't get any more. So I'm hoping they will come back soon. But in the meantime, I'm going to try to find more of these somewhere, so that, this is the one we're going to use today, so that the hummingbird would be really pretty on one of these too. Wouldn't that be pretty? I know I've got a couple of people that really love hummingbirds. So that's going to go. I don't know if I'm going to maybe do this one on a night light, I think. So I didn't want to use it today because I do want to do a hummingbird night light. So, okay. So, and look at this beautiful pen. This is one of Jeff's pens. I took this one. This is going to be mine now. And these are so heavy, you guys. These are the best pens ever. Look at how beautiful this one is. Oh my word. And it's super shiny. And again, my lighting does not do justice to my pieces sometimes. But man, these pens are so pretty. Actually, Jeff took a couple of them out of my store too, because he's got a friend that owns a business that he is going to see if he will take some of his pens in his store or in his business and sell them for him. So yeah, so he's going to try and do that, not only to have them in my Etsy shop, but to have them in his friend's store. So I'm just going to put those in there. Okay, so anyway, let me read this quote. I have this quote, and I thought it was a pretty good one. I believe in being strong when everything seems to be going wrong. I believe that happy girls are the prettiest girls. I agree with that. When you're happy, you're pretty. It just falls in line. You don't have to be gorgeous in the looks department to be pretty, you guys. I think when a person is happy and they're smiling and they're laughing and they're having a good time and they're kind, those are absolutely the prettiest girls. And I think that the people around you would probably say the same thing if you are happy. Now, it also says, I believe that tomorrow is another day, and I believe in miracles. And that was written by Audrey Hepburn. I know most of you know who that is. So I thought that was a beautiful quote, and I wanted to read that one to you guys today. Okay, so let's go ahead. We are going to put this one aside, and you can see that the little thing at the top works really well. I checked everything on these 3 sugar jars that I got, just to make sure they were going to work perfectly. So, and this is not going to take long at all, you guys. I'm going to make this, wherever the spout is where I'm making the front of my jar. And so as far as the decal goes, we don't need glue, we don't need adhesive of any kind. We're just going to go ahead and we're going to put our decal on there and get started, trying not to let it stick to my finger. Let's grab this corner here, and there we go. See how easy those come off? Be very, very careful that you get it on there straight and where you want it. That is about my center right there. I'm going to put it down in the middle first. Push it down. And I'm going to go to one side, making sure I get all the bubbles out. That's probably one of the hardest things, you guys, is to make sure you get all of the bubbles out, because I have found a couple of them where I've put them on, and when it's shining in the light, you can see the bubbles. When you're doing it, you can't necessarily always see them, but they're really, really super easy to get out. If you get a bubble in your decal, you guys, just take a razor blade and pop it with a little hole and rub the bubble, and it will come right out. The air will come right out of there, and it will be just fine. So that's what you want to do. And you want to try, first of all, not to get them. But if you do, it's not the end of the world, because you're gonna get them right out. So it's just seeing them before you do anything else to your project, like resining or anything like that. Now I am going to put resin on this jar, you guys, just so that you know. This is, you don't have to though, and I'm going to tell you that right now. You do not have to. You can leave it just like this, and you're going to be absolutely just fine. I am going to resin it just because I want it to be extra protected, because it is a kitchen item. So look at that. Is that not the most gorgeous little sugar jar you ever saw? I love this bird too. I have a feeling I was planning on using this bird in something else, but it's okay. I'm okay with that. I will get more of these birds, or some other ones that are similar. We'll get it all figured out. But anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a couple of my gloves here. and put them on, because I don't want any sticky or resin on my nails today. So we're going to protect the nails. I'm tired of trying to scrub it off, and then I scrub and put alcohol on them, and then suddenly the glue, the adhesive under my nails starts to loosen up and my nails fall off. So it keeps them from staying on longer. So I don't want to do that. I just did my nails last night. So let's just protect them. Okay, we have our gloves. You know I like my gloves to fit as tight as I can. These are still a little bit loose at the fingertips, but they're fine. Okay, and I have my J. Diction resin here. And let's see. This is the brush I used yesterday, and you can see it's got a few strands. These are cheap Dollar Tree brushes, some of the ones that I use, you guys. You got to make sure that there's no loose hairs in there that are going to come off. If they do, you can get them off pretty easily. So it's not that big a deal. So what I do is I just take and I run some resin over a section of this, like that. And this process can take a little bit of time, but that's okay. We've got a little bit of time. I'm going to pop it under my lamp, and you guys won't even know it happened, because I'll put the video on hold, and I will make that happen. Get it cured. See, I've got a hair right there, so I'm going to pull that off of there. And so you want to try and get it. There's another hair. See these hairs in this brush in particular, they just come out so easily. It's very frustrating, because I don't want to see any hairs at all in this jar. So, oh, you know what? I'm going to take my lid off. There's no reason for me to have that on there, and I can hold this jar much easier by just putting my hand on the inside. And I'm gonna go right here. And I'm gonna need a little bit more resin, because I'm gonna go over, sort of over the bottom here, just like this. And we're putting just a very thin coat on here, you guys. I don't want to go all the way around. I'm trying to actually go about halfway over here. And halfway over here, but we're going to stop at one of the little stripes that's in this. And it looks nice and porcelainy when you do this with the resin. So that's why I like to resin it. And you might do well to do 2 coats of resin. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop this under my light, my UV light, for about 5 minutes, 3 to 5 minutes. 3 minutes is actually probably fine, because it's a very thin coat. So 3 minutes should be fine. So let me go ahead and do that. And then I'm going to do the other side, and I will be right back, you guys. Okay, you guys, we've got her all resined. And look at that beautiful shine that's on there. It's absolutely gorgeous all the way around. We've got the nice shine. And I did it down to the bottom here and just up to the edge of where the lid screws on there. But she just looks beautiful and porcelain, and I love it. It turned out really, really gorgeous. So, and it's good and dry. It's not sticky anywhere, so I can kind of lay it down now and work with the rest of it without worrying about dings and fingerprints and things like that. So now what we can do is we can take our gloves off. I know I'm probably gonna regret taking them off. I've got like hiccups going on here, but that's okay. What I'm gonna do is, I was thinking these pearly rhinestone pearl chain, I should say. They're little blue pearls. I thought maybe a line of that at the top would be really pretty. And you guys know I just love this chain. And I was thinking this one's going to be like really, really pretty, you guys. This is a high-end sugar shaker. I'm going to put this right below that at the top. And this is my swag chain that Robin sent me. So that's going to go at the top. So first things first, what we're going to do is we are going to put a line of E6000 across this top little section. But what I want to do, I'm going to put my silicone pad down here. And I'm going to squeeze some E6000 out. Put the lid back on. And grab one of my little wooden sticks here. This is for resin, but it works really great when you're trying to put E6000 on too. Now, we've got to do this relatively quickly, you guys, because E6000 starts to cure almost right away when you put it on something. So it doesn't take long at all to start doing its work. So we have to get this on here fairly quickly, and the reason I'm doing this part with the stick is because we want a relatively thin line, although it probably wouldn't have mattered too much because I'm going to have the other rhinestones kind of going behind it. But I do want a relatively thin line at the top here, so I'm trying to make that happen. And you know, it's really not going on there as thin as I thought it would. You know what? It's going to be quicker if I do it the way I always do and just use my jar or my tube and just go along and easily just kind of dab the E6000 on here, and I can get a thin line. Let's go down here, because if I do it the other way, it's just going to take way too long, and I'm going to end up with this adhesive drying before I can get the chain even on there. So, all right, hopefully I got it all the way around. I think I did. And I want the end to go to the back, so I'm just going to kind of pull it around there. And this is a very thin rhinestone chain, so it's not heavy and it's not wanting to droop as I'm putting it on there. So it's gonna stay at the top. It's not gonna fall down. If it does just a little bit, that's okay. I can easily and quickly move it up. Okay, where'd my nippers go? Oh boy, there they are. And I'm gonna cut this right there. Okay. And get that right under that lip there. And then once you get it all sort of up under that lip, it'll sit nice and straight. Because it has that lip to use as the guide to getting it all in a straight line. Okay, so there we go. We've got the blue pearls. It's just a very light baby, pale baby blue. Okay, so next we're gonna go for it, and we're gonna get, because we already have some E6000 kind of oozing out down there. We don't want that to dry, so we're gonna go ahead and put another layer down below this one. And thankfully the other chain has a thicker top piece, so you're not going to see any glue oozing out from it. It should sit in there nice and straight as well. Again, the other one's not super heavy either. So I think we can get it on there. Let's get the lid back on this tube here. And this, having these silicone pads, you guys, is the best thing in the world. You want to have those pads because they, you can put your E6000 on them. You can put, you can get resin on them, and it all comes off just with your hands. You don't even have to work hard to get that stuff off. So here we go. We're putting this right below that pretty blue pearl. And they're gonna be touching each other. We want them to touch. And that's going to ensure that I get a nice straight line. And I'm hoping that I end up at the right point in one of these swags so that my cut doesn't have to be in a weird place, but that doesn't always happen. We know that. Oh goodness. And let's see, we're going to cut this. Oh, yeah, it's not going to go exactly in the right spot. I'm going to cut this right here. It goes past, but I'm going to see if I can push the rhinestones together a little bit more. There we go. Because sometimes you can make space by doing that. Because there's usually a little bit of space between each rhinestone on these chains. And there we go. We got it. And there we've got a little piece of chain hanging down, and that's okay. I kind of like that. Okay. Push that all up there. Try and get it in as straight a line as you can. And this E6000 has already started to harden, so these are going to stay in place rather well at the moment. So what I will do is I will give myself a few minutes to allow it to make sure it's on there really, really well. And then we can start working on it again. But that's what that looks like. Isn't that pretty? So, I'll be right back. Okay, you guys, one more thing. I want to put a line of this blue down here at the bottom. Now, what I could do, I wonder, if I was to put a line of that and put this under that, where would it land? Actually, the pearls would stay up. Would that be pretty or what, you guys? Oh, my word. Let's think. I'm definitely wanting to, at the very least, put a row of this just down at the bottom here. And I think that's probably the way we ought to go with this instead of using the pearl, the swag chain down there. We're just going to put a little line of the tiny pearls. And I'm trying to get just the tiniest layer, again, of my E6000 down here. And it's not super tiny, but I'm hoping this is going to be okay. I'm going to put this right here and just sort of wrap it around to the back side. Sorry, you guys, if you saw the towel on my head. I have a towel on my head. I took my shower and I came in here and started working. I don't know if I'm like many of you, I leave my hair in a towel for quite a while before I actually dry it with the blow dryer. I was told once, a long, long time ago, by one of my brother's girlfriends that was a hairdresser, that you should never, never, never blow dry your hair right away after you wash it, because you'll make it frizzy. And if you let it dry somewhat before you dry it with the dryer, you won't end up with so much frizz in your style. So I've been doing that ever since, and I was probably 17 years old when she told me that. My brother was older than me. So, and she always looked so cute. She was adorable. They didn't stay together, but she was a cutie pie. And then, oddly enough, yes, I've been married twice, you guys. Jeff is my second husband, and both of my mother-in-laws have been hairdressers. Huh, pretty strange, huh? And both very sweet women. I adore both of them to this day. One of them has passed away. Jeff's mom has passed away. But both of them super sweet ladies, and I'm still friendly with my first mother-in-law as well. So that's pretty awesome. She is a doll. She's a beautiful, beautiful woman. She is, say, almost 80, and you would never, ever know it. She does not look 80 at all. She is just a beautiful, beautiful soul, too. She's kind and generous. She takes good care of my kids, even though they're not kids anymore. She's always been very good to my children. She loves her grandkids with everything she has. So how lucky is that? They are very, very lucky to have a grandmother like her. Okay, so now I just want to look at this head on and make sure it's straight. I want it to look straight. That looks pretty darn good. There we go. Isn't that gorgeous, you guys? Oh my word, I love it. I love it, love it, love it. And I thought about maybe putting one of my flowers on here. I think that would be really, really pretty. The bird has some blue in it, so a blue flower would be pretty and it would go with those pearls. I could even put maybe 2 of them on there, a small one and a medium one, like that. Isn't that gorgeous? I think that would be really, really pretty, you guys. I love it. Oops. And actually, I'm thinking maybe I'll put it a little bit lower, like right there. Right there. Oh, I'm so happy, you guys. I'm so happy. Okay, so you get some E6000 and a little bit of hot glue. And you're going to go right there. And same thing for the little one, a dot of E6000 and a dot of hot glue. And now I just need to get this right in the right spot so that it sits nicely. Whoops, don't drop it, Carol, like that. It's okay, I saved it. Oh, we're not quite there yet. The glue stuck to my finger. Just like that. And then, let's see. I've got some of these pretty, pretty rhinestones. Maybe if I stick one of those sort of right in there. Yeah. So I'm going to stick a little bit of E6000 on that. And I'm going to just dot the hot glue right there. Flip this around very quickly. Oh my goodness, it's stuck to my nail. And let's see, we've got some other pretty, there's a pink one. I don't know if we want to use pink or not, but this is a little heart. And I mean, it would be okay to put a little dot of pink in there. That's not going to hurt anything. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay that in there. Just like that. And here's a blue. That looks beautiful right there. I feel like I have one little spot in here that I'm not getting filled in. And a little pearl would be awesome right there, but that pearl is not going to lay in there right. Oops. It's a little teeny green rhinestone right there. And no, I don't have any glue on these right now, you guys. I think what I'm going to do is I definitely do not want that one in there. I'm going to put some resin in there. I'm going to drizzle the resin in like we did on the embellishments that we made. I think that's perfectly fine right there as we see it. And so what we're going to do is grab our resin bottle and do like we did the other day. We're going to drizzle, drizzle, drizzle. And I think I got just enough in there. I don't know if I got any over to that heart right here. I don't want to have a bunch of drips coming down from this, so I want to get that light on there ASAP. Okay, so I'm going to give that about a few minutes. And how did I do that? I got these, I got all these cords all wrapped around each other here. There we go. My glue gun cord was wrapped around it. Pop that closed. Okay, we'll be right back. Okay, we have got it, you guys. All on there, all pretty and resined in. These are not resined on, however, sometimes I will take and I will resin them after the fact, but that E6000 is truly all you need to keep that on there. Let's go ahead and pop our top on there. Hopefully get it to turn to the right spot. Oh, of course it didn't. I went too far. There we go. Oh, it's still not to the front. Okay, good enough. Anyway, it doesn't really matter where that spout lands, but you can always move it around till you get it to that right spot. We know it'll go there because it went there before. So anyway, you guys, that is our beautiful sugar shaker. Oh my gosh, do you love it or don't you love it? And she will be in my Etsy shop if anybody's interested in purchasing it. What an amazing, amazing gift that would be for somebody. Wouldn't you just love to hold that, have that on your counter? The best thing is though, or not the best thing, the one thing is that this is not going to be an easy thing to keep. You know, you can't just stick it in a dishwasher or wash it super easily. You can wash it. Absolutely, it can be washed and wiped down, and you can obviously wash the top piece and clean out the inside very carefully. So this is not a piece that you want to again, throw in the dishwasher or the sink full of dishes. You don't want to do that. So, but as far as an accent piece on your kitchen counter, you could use it to put maybe just toothpicks, or let's see, what else would you put in something like this? Leave a message, leave a comment down below. What would you put into this little jar to make it super cool to use? You could even take one of these, honest to goodness, and put it in your bathroom and put cotton balls in it. Or something like that. What a great little cotton ball holder. You don't even have to use these lids. You could just leave the lid off, maybe even put something around the top and stuff cotton balls or Q-tips or something in there. So it's a pretty little piece. I like it for the kitchen counter myself because that's where people see the most of my things when they come in my house. So yeah, so that's it, you guys. Thanks so much for watching. Let's go ahead and we'll put our little basic one over here next to it because that's super pretty as well. These will both be in my Etsy shop. So you guys, if you're interested in, I pulled this little bird out because I thought maybe that would be cute to put, you know, somewhere on here, but I mean, it would be cute in those little flowers, but it just takes away from the rest of what's on there. So I'm not going to do that. But anyway, those are my 2 sugar shakers. I'm going to be making 1 more of these and have them in my Etsy shop. So thanks a lot for watching, you guys. God bless each and every one of you. Please leave those comments down below. Let me know what you would use these for so that I can have some more ideas to put into my listing on Etsy. And take care of yourselves. Love yourself. Love your family. But take care of yourself first. Be kind. That's the best advice that I can give you is be kind. Stay kind no matter what other people do, because kindness is infectious. And so God bless each and every one of you. I love you all. Please subscribe if you're not already subscribed, and stay tuned for pictures on the back end. Love ya. Bye.